The Reserve Bank of India has announced a big decision by allowing trade settlements between India and other countries in rupees now. In its latest circular, the RBI mentioned that the move is being taken to promote the growth of global trade with the emphasis on exports from India and to support the increasing interest of the global trading community in the Indian rupee. This move is expected to go a long way in promoting the rupee as a currency for trade settlement. The RBI has so far granted approval for opening of 60 special rupee Vostro accounts in domestic and foreign banks in 18 countries. Last year, the RBI came out with a mechanism to allow overseas trade in rupee to facilitate import of cheaper oil from Russia following sanctions imposed by the West. Top Russian banks are amongst the first to be granted approval by the RBI for Vostro accounts. Let's break down things a little bit more. Let's talk about the existing payment system, which is used by Indian exporters and importers. So, import and export transactions happen in foreign currency. Indian companies mostly get paid or receive money in US dollars. The transactions also take place in either pounds, yen or euros. Indian exporters have to then convert the received payments to rupees for their needs. Now, the RBI has laid out guidelines in the circular on the SRVA model. Firstly, SRVA means Special Rupee Vostro Account. The bank of the importer or exporter has to open a special Rupee Vostro account. Importer or exporter's bank, which is situated on foreign land, may approach authorized dealers in India. The authorized dealer bank will then approach RBI for approval, and after RBI's approval, special Vostro account of importer or exporter bank will be opened. To simplify it further, here are the details on a Vostro account. This account is used for international banking services. The account is held by domestic banks for foreign banks. Transactions take place in domestic banks' currency, that is, in this case, will be rupees. The account acts as an intermediary between the importer and the exporter. It helps domestic banks get a wider access to foreign financial markets, and international clients can be served by the banks without being physically present there. So, which countries has the RBI granted an approval for a Vostro account or SRVA? These countries include Russia, Germany, Mauritius, Singapore, Malaysia, Myanmar, Israel, Sri Lanka. That's a total of more than 8 countries, but some global trade partners, some are global trade partners, some are in India's vicinity. Meanwhile, there are countries like Bangladesh and Mauritius that have shown interest in the SRVA model. The move is expected to help the Indian currency over a period of time. Rupee trade will reduce pressure on India's forex reserves first. This will also help India protect its economic interests, which are linked to forest reserves. The SRVA model will enable a wider acceptance of the rupee, which is what the RBI is going for. Apart from this, there are other benefits of trading in your local currency. It will reduce currency conversion cost, and thus the price of imported goods is likely to reduce. And small traders will also be able to now export or import with other countries in Indian rupee. But will this move help arrest the fall of the Indian rupee? According to the current scenario, global currencies are depreciating and hitting all-time lows. The RBI is trying to use India's forex to control the rupee fall. Despite those attempts, though, the Indian rupee has hit a new low. As of today, the rupee is over 82 rupees against a US dollar. Eventually, though, this is a long-term game to shake off the dependency on the US currency and make the Indian rupee acceptable internationally as a trading currency, which ultimately benefits Indian trade.